And I will raise you up, and I will raise you
The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can take them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all. So no one can take them out of the Father's hand. The Father and I are one." My brothers and sisters, the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Mother's Day to all the women here in the church and watching us online. I'm a firm believer that all women are mothers in their own way. I don't have kids, but being involved in our youth ministries, having amazing godson Ethan that makes me proud every day, and taking care of a little fur baby allows me to have a nurturing side like a mother. I learned that nurturing side from an incredible mom, Candy. She's here today, and sorry, I might get a little emotional through this homily, so bear with me. She's pretty shy and doesn't like to be the center of attention, but what she doesn't know is today she's the center of my homily. And for those of you that don't know, Bishop Peter loves to tease my mom. He says, "I'm going to have Tammy give the homily every week so it makes sure that she's here." So she is here today. I'm going to start with my favorite childhood story to give you perspective of what it was like growing up with my mom. For those of you that don't know, I do have a brother that's a little over a year older than me. We were about 6 or 7 at the time of this story, and we had just discovered April Fool's Day. We were out playing, and we devised a little trick to play on my mom. I ran into the house and screamed, Mom, Mike fell off his bike and he's bleeding. Hurry, come out. Now, what would any mother do? She frantically ran outside, only to see my brother Fine, hear us chuckle, and say in unison, April Fools. She nodded, probably caught her breath from the panic, and walked back into the house. My brother and I came in from playing, and my mom greets us by saying, guess what? Tonight we're gonna go to the drive-in. Now understand that this would have been the late 70s. There was nothing more fun in the brain of a kid from the 70s than to stay up past your bedtime to go to the drive-in. Of course, a slew of questions followed. Do we get to wear our pajamas? My mom says, yes, of course you do. Are we taking snacks? Yes, popcorn, candy, everything. Can we take the Vega, which was our hatchback at the time, so that we can make it into a big bed? Yes, of course. And just as we were at the pinnacle of happiness, my mom leans down and tells us both, April Fools. Now, I don't remember if we actually went to the drive-in that night, but that story still lives with me today. My mom is the greatest mom a kid could ever ask for. Now, I know I'm being biased, but hear me out. When I was growing up, she was the kind of mom that thoughtfully made your favorite meal on special occasions. There was a dessert after every dinner, and I really believe that contributes to my sweet tooth today. She celebrated every holiday, not just Christmas, not just Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. If there was a holiday, she celebrated it. I think I was getting Easter baskets until I was in my 40s. She was the mom that came to every high school function. And even though my brother saw more of the bench than the field, she was there to cheer him on. With me, she was at nearly every single color guard competition, serving as color guard mom, and even followed me all the way to Ireland to watch me march the streets of Dublin in the St. Patrick's Day parade. She only missed one competition, and that was because she was in the hospital having cancer surgery. I didn't know it at the time, just how close I was to losing my mom. She was much stronger than she ever gave herself credit for. The support from my mom obviously did not end there. I like to say she's my biggest supporter, and she has supported me in every crazy idea I've ever had in my life, from jumping out of planes to jumping off of bridges. She may not have liked the ideas, but she supported them with a little shake of the head and a sigh. She also supported my efforts to return to school, and I remember this particularly tough time I was having during my undergrad studies. I came home, collapsed on the couch, crying, saying, I can't do this, I'm not smart enough. The next day I came home, she had some flowers and a card that read, I believe in you. You can do it. It was signed by her and our dog, Chloe. She continues to support me fully in my education and encourages me every step of that journey. My mom is my biggest cheerleader. I even went as far as tattooing an image on my leg to remind me she's always with me. Now, when she saw the tattoo, she wasn't all that thrilled. She wasn't thrilled with the idea of me getting another tattoo. But when she found out it was her tattoo, totally changed her tune. The image is of two sparrows, one sitting on a branch and one flying away. The one sitting on the branch is my mom, always watching over me as I spread my wings. I imagine this in a small way is what Jesus felt like while being supported by Mary. I mean, Mary had the deepest of responsibilities. She was raising the Son of God. She may not have fully understood his journey or his task, or her task, but what she did understand was that she needed to walk this journey with him. From losing him at the temple when he was 12, This has to be a parent's worst nightmare. And what did Jesus say? Nana, why are you searching for me? Hello, didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house? She probably did what my mom did. Shook her head and sighed. But you think that was hard? She had to follow his journey to the cross. That pain, the agony, the anguish of watching the life she bore die the most excruciating death. Some men believe females are the weaker sex. I beg to differ. Us women, we take on the burdens of life and carry it as far as we can bear. And most of the time, even further than we can bear. Like Mary, our strength and faith allow us to endure the greatest of difficulties. Proverbs 31:29 reads, "Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all." Mom, you gave me life, a life I'm truly thankful for, a life I fought for as a baby born 3 months premature. Talk about another burden she had to bear, caring for a preemie at a time there was little they could do for preemies. There's not enough I can do to repay your gift. Yet I know you do not expect anything in return. That's a mother's love. I was her sheep. I listened to her. I listened for her. I followed her. Much like today's gospel reading, where we hear how we are sheep to Jesus. We hear his voice and follow him. Much like a child knows the voice of its mother and follows her. We're drawn to it. We are comforted by it. It brings us home. Jesus provides this all to us, but we get a different kind of life when we follow that voice. We are granted eternal life. Jesus sees himself in the Father, and he sees himself in his disciples. Hey guys, those disciples, that's us, you and me. Jesus recognizes his own character in us. He sees his own brand marked on his sheep. What does that do? It endears us to him. He's like a mother, like Mary searching for Jesus in a crowd of people. When we appear, he knows us. He sees in our eyes a happy reflection of his love. 2 Timothy 2:19 tells us, the Lord knows who is his. How does he know? By that radiating, indelible mark left on us, that shining light. Much like a mother's love, it is a beautiful thing to be known personally, intimately, lovingly by the Son of God. It is a precious gift to all his sheep, and his gift continues the promise of eternal life. So as we go out to celebrate the women in our lives today, let us remember the love they have given us and how they are not only shaping the lives of our young people, but all people. Hug up on your moms today. And that, my brothers and sisters, is the gospel of the Lord.
And I will raise you up, and I will raise you up, and I will raise